But it's on. So here we go. Good. You gotta lean in.
All right. Yeah, let's do it that way.
Yeah.
That's better.
All right.
Sort of.
All right. There you go.
Sort of. All right. So we're here live from East Hampton New York, and we're doing the third episode of Coffee with Coach.
This is the first episode.
This is the third.
What was the other two?
You're the third. You missed out. You didn't see the other two?
Oh, you did.
You didn't do your homework?
No. Who are the other two?
Man, I should have given you the show notes before we started. Next time I will. So this is the third episode, like I was saying, and what we try to do is talk fitness, talk business, and everything in between. The fitness business is something that's not talked about a lot. Good morning, Bill Doe, I think. And it's a topic that deserves a lot of attention. It's getting a lot of attention, both in the app world.
You should introduce yourself too.
Yes. So I am Coach Kev. I own Structure Personal Fitness in the city, and we have a couple clients out in the Hamptons. So that's why I do some of the personal training in the Hamptons. Cool. And John and I just finished an awesome workout at the East Hampton gym. So, but we wanted to
now the coffee.
Now here's the coffee. The coffee with Coach. We do like Canada. And hockey. But we wanted to answer some questions, and I wanted to go back and forth because John has had quite the fitness journey, and to talk about his fitness, how kind of he used to be the elliptical guy with the Wall Street Journal to going to now understanding what the difference between a Turkish get-up, a windmill, and a bench press are. So kind of starting from there, what was the biggest tipping point, as Malcolm Gladwell will say, what was the biggest tipping point for you from a fitness standpoint?
Well, I'd never done fitness that I enjoyed. Honestly, I can say my entire life, I was never someone that was out of shape, but I wasn't in shape. And when I started doing weight training with you at Structure, it was a rigorous process. It was something that I could see progress in week after week, and it was intellectually consuming for me. I couldn't do the workout while having my mind wander, because to get the movements right, it took so much mental energy that I soon learned that not only was I getting in better shape, but it was freeing my mind. By the time my workout started, by the time I got through the warm-up by 7:07 in the morning, my mind was clear and I was just focused on the work, and that's what got me hooked.
Awesome. That's a interesting process, because a lot of times people get frustrated with the basically just that thing is the process, and they're like, well, why isn't it seeing results? And so I think the most interesting point that you just said is that the first thing you found was that intellectually you were captivated by the process, and sometimes that's tough to buy into, but when you do buy into both the process and learning the movements, learning the movement patterns and doing them right, I think that's a big component. As far as the fitness business, you've gone from, we won't mention any names, okay? Well, you've gone from going to certain gyms to going to a smaller gym that's no more than 4 to 8, maybe 12 people at a time, and a little bit more intimate. You've also met a lot of people there. But what was the biggest difference between the bigger box gym that you noticed and the smaller gym?
Right. So I think a smaller gym works for me. I think exercise and fitness is a community activity. It's like a startup in a lot of ways.
Sure.
And I think having people on the team, when I think about people at the gym that I work out with, whether it's, Lori, or,
your dad,
my dad, or Ross,
sure.
Or
everybody there.
Yeah, everybody there. But the people that I tend to work out with in the same thing. It tends to be a team. You see progress week after week. The people push you to a better level. When you're working out with people that are working equally hard, it pushes you on. The other thing I would say too is that I like small group training. Our group training sessions tend to be, two to four, right? And I think there's an affordability in that. It's something where it costs a little bit more than a big box gym, but it's not as much as straight one-on-one personal training would be, and I think that you get most of the benefit of it. So I think that I don't see a lot of 3 to 4 person small group training available, and I think that's a unique niche that probably works for a lot more people that haven't taken advantage of it.
Sure. And along those lines of the startup mentality of the culture, that goes along with it. I think that's a key point, because the one-on-one training, while there's that niche, people are going to pay for that. I think that expanding niche, that middle ground between group training, or the large group training where people aren't necessarily being paid attention to, and to that one-on-one focus where you're still getting the individual program, still getting that individual coaching, I I think that's the next evolution that you're going to see of gyms in the fitness business. And so that'll be interesting to see in the next couple of years. I know there's already some that are trying to do it between the group fitness facilities that are trying to combine personal training with the group fitness. And last question, just because we only have a couple more minutes here. What's next for you in the fitness realm? Because looking back is one thing, but looking ahead and maintaining a goal in this process is important.
I mean, it's funny. I would say that I started out wanting to get thinner, wanting to have tighter abs, right? And what's amazing is I've noticed in my own body is that I'm just more, I don't even know what the term would be, solid, I guess is the term. So which is muscle, right? I've enjoyed having strength so much, being able to do 8 pull-ups, whereas I know a year ago I couldn't do 1 or 2 pull-ups. So I'd say that if we were to do the interview again today, which we probably should do the interview that we did a year ago when I started, I would say that I'm probably more interested in strength now than anything, because it's just, it's so fun. It's so fun. It's so satisfying to be strong, and it gives you energy throughout the day. Do I eat raw eggs? No, but I eat a ton of protein. So I'd say strength. And even today when we did, straight
barbell
bench presses. I mean, saying that I can bench now,
getting a number.
Getting 9 reps of 100 pounds, right? I mean, that might not sound a lot to some people, but to me, being able to bench 100 pounds is nice. It makes me think now. It's a metric. Now I want to say, can I bench? Even with like the kettlebell swings now, where I think I'm swinging like what, 40?
You're up to a 28K.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's a legit, great swing. Okay, so that strength component, which was never really a focus. And it's interesting because you and I talk business and fitness a lot, and I think the same could be said for business, right? Is that you get in for business for one reason or more, and then along the lines you find out other things that you can accomplish along the way, whether it's nonprofits versus donations, and that's how actually we got to know each other. Was through a donation through a local. What was it?
For the school.
So the school, and the fact that on this journey something kind of opened up that you didn't even know, and I think that's what's great about it, is that it is that Pandora's box, having the opportunity to choose multiple goals along that journey.
Look, and I would say that in business, the funny thing is, if I didn't know I wanted strength when I started training, I didn't know I wanted to do mentorship. I didn't know that mentorship of young people, because I had a relatively difficult path in business. I mean, I didn't think that would be a priority for me. Now, if you ask me what are my top 3 things that I care about in business, mentorship would be one of them, right? So I would say that strength is the equivalent of that.
Awesome. Yeah, and so for more from John Steinberg on Twitter, and Coach Kev on Twitter, and this is episode 3 for Coffee with Coach.
Pleasure talking, everybody.
Thanks, guys.